morning, guys. It's about 6 a.m. and I have another Abel build episode for you guys. This kind of ties into the Abel series, so I'm going to share it with you. Are my eyes still puffy? I had an allergic reaction last night to something and my eyes got itchy and swollen, and it just went away this morning. So don't know what it was. Might have been from Willow mowing the lawn or whatever the case may be, but let me show you what I got. So I am going to follow Broke Overland's lead, and each tire requires 26 ounces of balancing beads. So 12 and 14 equal 26. You can get these on Amazon for fairly cheap. The 4-packs are cheap, and then you got to buy one spare for your spare tire if you want to put balancing beads in your spare. Also have some O-rings on hand here. I got these from Ken Spencer at MB Parts, at the MB Parts store, military vehicle parts store. So he sells these for less than 10 bucks each, which is a great deal. So hit him up for some of those. And the other thing we're going to investigate today is how much, if any, coolant is left inside the tires since I did the coolant balancing method. I want to say there's less than 50% left of what I put in initially, which was 40 ounces. I don't know how much is going to be left in there. If any, it might just be a little bit wet in there. But I do know that the CTIS system dumps a lot of the coolant when you do that. So we're going to find that out today. So let's get started. All right, guys. Now I didn't film every single tire. I figured the repetition might get boring, but some good tools to have, some MVP tools. You want a steel-handled shovel to help you. You see in the time lapse there, I use the shovel when I'm working alone to get the tire back on the vehicle. It makes it super simple. You have plenty of options. You can pull up on it to slide it forward. You can push down on it to hold it up in the air. It's just a really handy tool to have. The other handy tool to have is those screwdriver handled pry bars. You know, you want at least a 2-foot pry bar. The longer the better. That'll help you break the bead on those wheels. You're also going to want to set up something in the center of the wheels when you're cracking the beads. I just used a jack and some plywood in the center. There's a bunch of different things you can use. And then, to get the main half of the rim out, the one that's got all the studs sticking through it, maybe if you go to the junkyard and ask for I think this is a 17-inch, but an 18-inch steel wheel would work perfect, because 17 is just a bit too small, but 18 would be perfect. All the bolts would sit right in on the lip. It would be awesome to have like an 18-inch steel wheel. If they make such a thing. I'm pretty sure they do, but I don't know. I started up Abel and let him run for about 15 minutes. He filled up all the tires. I don't hear any leaks, but then again, I won't know about leaks till the morning. I did have a little battery powered compressor going out here, a Ryobi one, and I monitored each tire for about an hour, and the pressure would go to 70 psi. And then it just stay there. So I'm assuming that everything is gonna be okay. What else can I tell you? I already mentioned I started at 6 and it's 5 p.m. I think. I can't remember now. But so yeah, by myself, all 5 tires now have balance beads in them. The reason I did this is because I needed to rotate the tires anyway, and I'm really curious if this is going to work. Broker Overland says it works. I am very skeptical, although the reviews on Amazon are really good for this product. So if it works, I'm going to be stoked. I also went through each one and made sure that the Hutchinson bead lock hardware was opposite the CTIS valve. So each one of the tires is set up properly. As far as coolant that was left in the tires, I want to say there was probably 10 ounces to just being wet. So there wasn't very much, if any, left in the tires. Most of them were just moist inside or wet inside. So it does eventually dump out the coolant if you're using coolant for balancing, which is why the effect doesn't last very long. You'll notice it will work pretty good right away, and then after a while it will kind of dissipate. So that answers my question about the coolant. I did rinse out a couple of the wheels. They had some mud and some rust in them, probably from the original people that swapped the tires onto these wheels. I cleaned up a lot of the hardware in there and used some rust reformer on some of the hardware, and just made sure everything looked good. I didn't see anything odd or out of place or anything like that. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of work with Abel this week, so I'll be cruising around to a bunch of different places, and I'm going to let you guys know whether I think this is a worthwhile investment or not. So if it works, I'm going to be so stoked. I'll be able to drive nice and smooth, no shimmy, no wobble. But I have my doubts. But then again, some of these products have surprised me, so we'll see. Other than that, I am exhausted. Obviously, 11 hours of busting tires is probably not too much fun. But if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. But as always, I hope you guys are staying safe, take care of each other, and I'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.